So every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I do a fun live stream on my channel called Happy Hour, where basically I pick out an anti-racist training of some sort. Sometimes it's a diversity training, sometimes it's a whiteness training, but from an organization or college, but I just pick out a training and I haven't watched it and we kind of react to it live on the internet with my chat, and I may have a drink or two because it's happy hour, and really it's the only way that I can sit through an hour and a half to 2 hours of anti-racist training on a weekly basis. We have to have fun with it. But I bring this up because Kate Slater has accidentally appeared in like 3 of these trainings. She is an anti-racist trainer, and she was actually, I believe, in the very first happy hour I ever did, which was reacting to a training that she did at the University of New Hampshire, still literally on UNH's website today. And in that training, she told the white employees at the University of New Hampshire that their role was to shut up and adhere to her ideology, to show up and to shut up and to do the work of overcoming their inherent racism. That's literally what she said. You can go back and watch the full training. It's on my channel right now. And then, so I did that training, and then I kept going through and doing other happy hour streams, and Kate Slater just kept showing up. And she's been in like 3 or 4 of these trainings, and every single time I go, isn't that crazy lady from UNH? And yes, it always is the crazy lady from UNH. Well, as it turns out, Kate has now received her doctorate in critical race theory from the University of New Hampshire. I'm so glad my taxpayer money goes to fund that. And she has recently been hired by Brandeis University in the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. She is going to be or she already is, I suppose, an assistant dean of student affairs. And the reason I bring Kate up is she showed up in Happy Hour last week in this infamous video. This video that has been making the rounds all over the internet, which basically is this guy, Will, here, who will be on this channel. I am in communication with Will. We're going to have a chat. But Will basically put himself in the unenviable position of being around these 3 anti-racist trainers who basically gave him the business for like 2 hours and were like, Will, you need to agree that you're going to agree with us if we're even going to have this conversation, because if you're not going to agree with us, there's just no point in even having this conversation. And in this clip right here, this is actually a funny clip, because in this clip they actually admit that critical race theory is actually like a religion. They say the quiet part out loud. In fact, let's just listen to it. We're not like, this is Kate right here, but we're really going to listen to this lady right here. His name is Wheeze. Let's just take a quick gander at this.
Those that birthed the theory, first of all, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Derek Bell, Crenshaw. Like, we actually went through this already last time, right? Like, CRT is not that old. Right. Many of them are still, like, Kimberly Crenshaw did a TED Talk not too long ago on it. Like, it's still alive and well. So that's the first thing. Make sure you actually go to those that created the theory and read it from their perspective. Learn it in its original form. Because what does happen, let's use religion as an example. Faith and spirituality gets put in a text, and then people get their hands on it, and it starts to get perverse, right? Like, how many versions of every religion do we have? And we have extremists, and right, like, and that's across the board in every faith-based system. So
that's across the board in every faith-based system. She literally just said, she literally just acknowledged, here, let's pause this. She literally just acknowledged that critical race theory is a faith-based system, and that anyone who disagrees with the 3 of them are just perverting their little faith-based system. But I digress. That's not the point of this video. That's just fun. So our friend Kate Slater was involved in that. And so I gotta admit, I may have sent some people to her Instagram profile, but really, I was inviting her onto my channel because Kate has shown up so many times. Listen, I believe in signs from the universe. I do. I believe that when someone shows up in your life accidentally over and over and over again, it's some indication that you are supposed to be in each other's lives. And so because Kate just kept showing up on my Friday happy hour live streams, I decided to reach out to her and send her a little note on Instagram saying, Kate, I would like you to come on my channel and to have a discussion. And she said no, predictably, because critical race theorists never debate their ideology. They never talk to people they disagree with. And so then I took a screenshot of the conversation and I posted it on my Instagram. And so then people started going and commenting on it, which led to this, which is the real point of this video. It led to this post from Kate admitting that she is a racist and saying that all white people are inherently racist. And this is a woman that is currently employed as an assistant dean at Brandeis. Let's just read Kate's points here. A few points of clarification. Debates about critical race theory are often straw men for debates about whether or not systemic racism is real. Well, Kate, I've actually said that I understand the basic premise of systemic racism, which is that a lot of stuff was built a long time ago that may have been, less than appropriate because we were more racist back in the day than we are today. And then we continue to build stuff on top of the things that were built by people who are more racist than us. And so I can actually accept that there is some minute little viability to the idea of systemic racism. The problem is you haven't proven it and you can't give any concrete examples. So no, in a debate about critical race theory, I would actually not be arguing that systemic racism isn't real. I just want verifiable things that we can prove and fix so that the whole thing doesn't come down to we have to destroy the entire system. If you can give me really specific things that you want fixed or really specific laws that are on the books and how they're implementing real people, affecting real people, then fine. But that's not my position, so wrong on that one. Point number 1, already wrong, Kate. And no number of statistics or here we go. No number of statistics or facts that I could offer up are going to convince people if they want to see systemic racism if they don't want to. So Kate's basically saying, I can't actually provide data to prove my point, so I'm just not going to debate entirely. All right. Number 2, here's where we get into the crux of it. Brandeis University is employing an actual racist. Yes. All white people are racist, in that all white people have been conditioned in a society where one's racial identity determines life experiences and outcomes, and whiteness is the norm and the default. That includes me. Kate just said that she's a racist. Now, I do not accept whiteness as the norm or the default. I don't. I think that that's stupid. I also think that's an incredibly racist statement that, frankly, only the critical race theorists make, is that white is the normal or default. That's absurd. I would never assert that whiteness is normal or default. I also think it's a far reach for someone who has an actual PhD to say that all white people in our society have the same life experiences simply because they were born white. That's racist. But the big thing here is that Kate says all white people are racist, and that includes her. So what happens when Kate, let's just remind ourselves, Assistant Dean of Student Affairs at Brandeis, what happens when Kate actually has to work with white students who might disagree with her on this point? Is Kate capable of serving white students when she believes that they're all inherently racist and she believes they're especially racist if they don't agree with her? How can Kate possibly serve them? Does Brandeis University think that only uber progressives go there? I mean, I'm honestly just curious, is Brandeis really saying conservatives need not apply, or anyone that doesn't agree with critical race theory need not apply because we employ people who are actively incapable of working with white people without calling them racist? I'm just saying, and why isn't, P.S., if Brandeis University is employing a confessed racist, then why aren't they perpetuating systemic racism? Because if someone came up to me and said, I am a racist, I would be like, I don't want to work with you. And I don't want you working with my people because that sounds pretty racist. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it. Number 3, I don't hate white people. I hate whiteness. To distinguish between the two, please feel free to watch my recent live What is Whiteness? Well, Kate, we're definitely going to do that. Don't you worry, Kate. We're going to watch that recent live on a future video. But I just want to ask this. What if someone said, I don't hate all black people. I just hate blackness. Yeah, that sounds pretty racist to me. And if it's racist for one, it's racist for the other. 4, CRT does not create oppression. It names oppression that's already exists. Well, Kate, that's not true, because if you're teaching children that they're victims from the time that they're children, that's going to impact how they perceive the world. If you are teaching people in public schools that they are victims of the world, that society is going to do nothing but hold them down and prevent them from achieving their dreams, then you are teaching them from a very early age, when their brain is still forming, that success for them is not possible. Not only is that child abuse, but it literally creates oppression. When you instill the idea that someone cannot be successful in our society because of the color of their skin, you you, white lady savior, are actually oppressing them because you are teaching them when their brain is still forming that the world is against them and that success is impossible. We can only have the successes in life. And this is true of anyone of any race. We can only have the successes in life that we believe that we can have. If these children grow up believing that success is not possible based on these liberal white lady saviors that are teaching them that they are oppressed from the time that they're children, they are going to grow up believing that their dreams are not achievable. When you grow up believing that your dreams are not achievable, you don't take action to go after them. And all of a sudden, you've created an entire class of people that could have gone on to achieve their greatness however they define that. You're creating an entire class of people that don't believe success is possible, so they don't even try, and you're inadvertently creating an entire oppressed class because of your racist teachings. So, Kate, the offer's open. Anytime you want to come on my channel and refute me, you're welcome to. But if you don't, I'm just going to keep taking content. You can block me on your social media all you want, but I'm just going to keep taking content that you're posting because I can always create new accounts and find it. And I'm just going to react to it on my channel because we're meant to be in each other's lives, Kate. We are. We're meant to be in each other's lives. You might as well disagree and come on my channel. You know how to reach me. You gotta unblock me first, but you know how to reach me if you want to. All right, guys, that's all I've got. I'll see you soon.